Okay, sorry about that. There was some issue with my headset and the audio was not going through. Let me quickly check if it is going through. But anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Once again, I'm going to check if my audio is going through to the live stream. So please bear with me for a minute. Um, all right. Okay. Yes. Okay. It is working. Let's get started. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic that I came across when I read this book for the first time, which is information architecture. I think it's called the For the Web and Beyond. Let me quickly read that. Yes, information architecture for the web and beyond, and it talks about apps, products, websites as places, the physical real world places like a church, like a hotel, and so on. I think we did talk about, or I did talk about this in one of the episodes last week. And of course, you probably already noticed off topic that I have a different background today. That's because my room is now taken over by my dad. They, I mean, he would phrase it differently. But yeah, anyway, coming back to the topic. Today we're going to talk about how can you explain your apps, products, and websites with a real world structure analogy. Right. So this is a concept that is popularized by I think an engineer. I want to say. Let's see if I'm able to find. Yeah, Stewart Brand's Sharing Layers of Change. Right. If you guys can read this. So this guy said there are six layers roughly to any structures. It could be your house, it could be your hotel, it could be religious worship place, anything, right? And basically, this is ordered from top to bottom in terms of how often something changes, right? So the most frequently changing things is at the top, and the least frequently changing stuff is at the bottom, right? I'll try to quickly explain what that means. So, by site, he means the piece of land that exists, um, or the piece of land where the building exists, right? And that doesn't change much. Now, the structure, I'm sorry about the background noise today from tomorrow. I hope there won't be much background noise because I'll be back to my original place of stream. Um, so yeah, the structure is you can call it as the foundation of the building, which again does not change at all unless you change the building itself, right? Or you just completely demolish the building and build a new one. All right. Now, if you compare it with the site itself does not change that often, right? Only the building or the foundation changes. And then the skin is, you can think about it as the paint that you have or the material that you use to build it, or maybe things like that, right? Anything that changes a little more often than your foundation and the way your building is seen. Let's say you have, for example, glass doors, right, for your building. Now you are replacing them with wooden doors, right? That those type of things is considered as the skin. Now services is your electricity lines, um, or your water lines, any of those items. All right, let's see what they call as services. They actually have definitions for each of these items. So let me see. Okay, yeah. So services is yeah, your electrical systems, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, plumbing, and so on. And skin is the exterior surface of the building. They're not even considering doors and things like that. They're just how your building looks from the outside. Right now, a space plan is the internal layout of the building, meaning here they are talking about the doors, the partitions, how your rooms are segregated. Maybe you put two rooms in the place of one room, or one room in the place of two rooms, and things like that. Right? So that is your inside space plan, and stuff is your furnishings, your sofas, chairs, tables, paintings, maybe any decor that you would have, or appliances and things like that. So this is how this entire thing changes, and how does it matter? How is it related to your product, or to your site, or to your app? Right, just give me a minute. So now you can think about the structure, right? I'll come back to the site at the end. You can think about this structure as your primary navigation, right? And how your entire product is organized around your navigation, and your navigation does not change even if you are doing a complete overhaul of your website. I'm talking about a visual design overhaul, how it looks more there rather than how it functions, and some parts of it, maybe even how it functions, can be considered as your structure. And I'm not talking about how your navigation looks, but what goes around in your navigation, right? So that's what they're also giving as an example here. They're talking about, okay, this FedEx is organized by package and envelope services, office and print services, and then freight services. And under each of them, there may be subcategories. And of course, what you see as ship, track, manage my account are also part of primary navigation, and not a sub item under this. At least that's what how I am reading. Right. Now, this is a comparison of 2005. This is 2005, and this is 2015. Right. So the primary structure, even though it has changed uh, visually, there is very little change in the underlying structure. For example, they are still retaining ship, track, manage, and then learn. Maybe that is something that they have introduced. I don't know if it is part of the existing structure and so on. But there is still some familiarity, right? You still see the logo, you still have support and other items. Right? I think there must be somewhere it says a site map as well. So now this forms your base structure, and I think this is yeah. So here they are talking about, okay, let me go back to the earlier diagram. So then what is skin? Skin obviously becomes how your home page looks, which definitely changes more often than your uh, underlying or your navigation, right? What are the labels that you are using in your navigation and so on. And services is pretty much how your I guess controls work, or maybe there is no literal one-to-one mapping to all of these things. Right. So the way I would approach is first the site becomes, so coming back to the site itself, is your domain. Your domain is something that almost never changes, and if it changes, it's probably changing maybe once or twice. And if I have to take an example, apple.com has always been apple.com, right? And facebook.com. Initially, I think it was the facebook.com. I mean, this is from watching the movie Social Network. Right, so it became from the facebook.com to facebook.com. Of course, the company's name changed from Facebook to Meta, but that did not change the URL from facebook.com to meta.com. Or maybe it did, I'm not sure, because it's been so long since I used Facebook, and I don't even have an account on Facebook. So, right, that becomes your domain name becomes your mapping for the site, or the site what they are defining here as. Right now, the structure is as I said, your navigation, both your global navigation and your local navigation, and that doesn't change when compared to, let's say, your visual design. All right, today I'm using a bunch of primary colors and secondary colors, and tomorrow I'm doing a brand overhaul for my brand, and I'm changing all of my colors and stuff. My site should reflect not just the colors, the entire visual appeal, the styling, illustrations, if I am introducing new types of illustrations and so on. So that becomes your skin and everything that is below, right? Services, space plan, and stuff. All of them are, you can think about as smaller elements. For example, the way I show if it is a blog, right? How often do the blog section changes? How often I put out new blogs, or how often I put out new types of blogs. For example, in print, right? And if you guys are following the print.in, which is a news channel on YouTube, and they are also a publishing house off of YouTube, but their primary media is digital media. Right. Now they have an episode called Cut the Clutter, which runs every week. And there is also one more episode that's called National Interest, which again runs every week. And I think they recently introduced something in relation to, I think, economy, I want to say, and something in space as well. So they are completely new topics under their weekly publication. All right. So your weekly publication then becomes your structure, and under weekly publication, I have already two items that are getting published every week, and I am introducing two more new items that gets published every week. So those all of those things will come under your services space plan and stuff. Right. So yeah. Now, how does this help? And we may or may not do a video on this. I think I'll probably skip this because I don't know that there may or may not be a very tangible outputs for this. Right now, I was going to explain what is the use of this, right? Why does this matter? This matters because let's say you are going over a complete redesign of your product or website. You need to think about, okay, what are the items or what are the key elements that the users are very familiar with, and what are the items that you want to retain, and what are the items you should or can change, right? For example, if you are touching the navigation of your product, maybe it is not a good idea to change it completely differently, right? Because your navigation is how your users find things on your product, on your website, on your app. And if you are going to use a completely different terminology and a completely different organizing structure, then your users most likely will be lost completely and will be frustrated and probably result in losing a lot of customers for your website and product. Right. So then in that case, maybe change it iteratively. Don't, you have a point A and point B, and point B is very drastically different and probably is the right direction for your business and for your product. But again, you don't want to lose your users in this transition from A to B. So do it in smaller chunks, right? Instead of doing it in one big bang, maybe break it down into five or six smaller iterations and slowly introduce that change. So your users are also getting used to the new face, rather, right, or the new structure of your website in smaller chunks rather than them having to completely unlearn something that they have been using maybe for a few months and for a few years. Right. So that is one area where this can help rather than completely, if I have to take an analogy or an example. rather than completely demolishing a site and changing everything and building a new item, just change it one by one. And then that brings the question, okay, what if I have to completely demolish my site and build it from scratch? Then what you are saying is even my customers are also new completely, and I don't the building that I am building now. For example, in the place of a hotel, I am going to just build a house, right? Then it doesn't matter whether my existing customers, or it doesn't even matter there is a business, right? I'm just taking it private. I'm just going to build a house where only a select few people are going to use it, right? It's not like people are going to come check in and check out and so on. So if that is the case, then you are basically shutting down your business, your application, and just completely using it for something else. Then maybe in that case it might work. But whenever you are going to build upon your business and it is only a slight deviation from your business and your current customers matter, just think about what are the items that you can change and what are the items that you have to be careful, right? Um, so yeah, that's that. Let me quickly do a time check. Today I'll probably close this in 13 minutes, sorry, 30 minutes. I think we've been streaming for maybe around 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, I was saying this is probably the first topic. I'm sorry about that. But I'll completely skip making a video on a topic that I talked about in detail. So yeah, and then that's part of the live stream as well, right? I want to keep it flexible so that I don't feel the need or pressure to make a video about everything that I am talking about in these live streams. Right. So just this something for anyone who is new, and also if you are completely new to these live streams, the expectation for these live streams is for me to bounce off my thoughts off of LinkedIn and YouTube and try to curate content for shorter form videos to later post in YouTube and Instagram. And I don't come with any agenda to these meetings. And if you read the description, if you read the description, I'm sorry, if you read the description of the live stream, it says, it literally says, it's me blabbering, right, and bouncing my thoughts off of, again, YouTube and LinkedIn. Right. So to set that expectation for everyone who is watching this. Now, let's see what other topic that we can talk about. Okay, top down and bottom up. Again, this is something that I might skip. So, and this is a topic that I am quite familiar with, unlike the topic that we just talked about. Right, full disclosure. So now, top-down information architecture. The top-down information architecture and bottom-up information architecture, what is it? Right, so top-down information architecture is when you know your users are going to land on your home page, right? For example, let's say it's a university's website and someone wants to find out how to apply or what are the courses that are available in that particular university, right? Let's say for the name of the university is ABC University, and the URL of the website of their website is abz.com. And let's say I'm applying or I want to find courses in that university. Or let's say, let's do it with a practical example, a real life example, right? Let's say I want to apply for Harvard. And I'm gonna say Harvard University in Bing search and I'm landing on their homepage. Now, when I land on this on the homepage, one, I already have an objective, which is the courses that I want to find. But let's say someone just wants to explore and see what is Harvard University, and they would just want to know about Harvard University. Right, and they are just landing on the homepage. What they have done in top-down information architecture is there are some common questions when somebody lands on the homepage of anything, of any digital product that users have, right? First question is, where am I? What am I looking at, right? And then the immediate second question is, I know what I am looking for. How do I search for it? Which is courses in this case. Now, let's see how good Harvard's um, top-down information architecture is. Entering courses, catalog of courses. Okay, I'm able to find it in with just a single search, but I'm bombarded with 465 results. Maybe I have a topic that I have in mind. I want to learn or see what are the computer science related courses available, right? Let's see. Can I find computer courses, computer science? Let's see. And when I said courses, I actually meant actual degrees. Um, just give me a minute. There is someone at the door. Okay. All right. My dad is opening the door. So yeah, I meant 4 year degrees, 2 year master degrees, and things like that. Not really online courses, right? So let's see. They are only listing online courses. But I said computer science this time. I did not even use the keyword course. Okay, it says business in person. And I don't find any filters. Okay, that was something. Sorry about that background noise. Okay, I'm not able to find. Okay, I'm still searching in courses. That's why it is. Okay, saying this. Now let me go back. Okay, this is a site-wide search. I'm gonna say computer science. Hmm. Okay. All right. This program is part of, okay, Harvard. Okay, cool. So this is good. I'm able to find it. For a moment, I was lost because it took me directly to the courses section. Now, what are the other common questions? How do I get around this site, which is primarily your global and local navigation, how good it is? What's important and unique about this organization? Let's go to the home page and see if we are able to find it. Uh, okay, okay. What is unique about this organization? Okay, they're talking about. Okay, so they're talking about books written by Harvard authors. Okay, I think that gives the countless spots on our campus to enjoy a good book. Okay, meet the authors. Okay, they're talking about only authors. Maybe this is a new thing that they are trying. Um, hmm, okay, what's unique is not clear. Maybe the unique thing is they are promoting authors in their site. What's available on this side, of course, that is, I think, kind of clear, at least when we come to the footer section. They have a business school, divinity school, graduate school of education, law school, and so on. These are all the things that you can find. What's happening there? This is events. So events and look, important places that you might want to visit. All of those things, which again I'm not sure. Let's see if we are able to find it in the menu. Okay. News is probably where we will find it, and maybe okay, events. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm saying it's not bad, but it's not definitely good. What's happening there? Okay, that I think we'll find. How do I engage them with various other popular digital channels, which is practically your social media, YouTube channel, and so on, which I'm sure you'll find. But the point is, these are all the common questions that users want answered, right? And I think there are some 9 or 10 questions there are very common for all the websites and specific to your product and your website. There may be a few more questions, right, apart from what they have listed here. And the reason why they are calling this as a top-down information architecture is your users are landing on your home page and drilling down from there and finding information from there. Right, that's why it's called top-down information architecture, and this is important when your users are or when many of your users, I'm not saying most of your users, even if you believe about 10 to 15% of the users, which is a huge percentage, are landing on your home page and finding content or finding products on your website, then you should consider having a very, very strong top-down information architecture, right? Identify what are the common things that your users want to find in your website and app, and design your top-down information architecture based on that, right? And I think we can talk about a little more on this tomorrow as well. I'll conclude today's um, live stream with one more topic, which is bottom up. Right now, bottom up, as you probably guessed, is the opposite of top-down information architecture, and a very good example for this is Wikipedia. Right? Anytime you search for anything that is possibly or even remotely available on Wikipedia, Google shows that as your first result, right? And you directly land on that page. For example, I want to understand India's independence history, right? And how it unfolded and so on. And there is a very high chance. Let's see when Google it and find out, right? India independence history. I was going to say the first few links is Wikipedia, right? So the first two links is Wikipedia links. Now, what I am going to see is India's Indian independence movement. Right now, this is not Wikipedia's homepage, and I'm sure this is how Wikipedia's traffic also works. All right, almost all of its readers directly land on one of these sub pages. They never land on the home page. Now, when I click on this is Wikipedia's homepage, and I myself have landed on this homepage, wikipedia.com, probably thrice or maybe less than 10 times, not more than that for sure. Right, and that too just out of curiosity. How Wikipedia's homepage looks like, right? Never with any particular goal in mind. Right now, what does bottom up mean? So now I have landed on one of the inner pages of Wikipedia. From here, how am I able to find or complete my goals, find content or find products from here? Right. Another classic example for bottom up information architecture is your e-commerce website. Now, let's say I'm looking for a trimmer. Right. Now, what I'll do is let's find a link that is Amazon's link. So let's say I click on this link. Right now, this is I directly landed on one of the inner pages of Amazon. Now, from here, okay, I'm looking at this product. Maybe this is what I am looking for. This I'm satisfied with what I am looking for, or I'm not satisfied. Right now, what I'll do is I'll scroll down and see what are the other products, and this is how I usually do my product search as well, right? They generally show me what are the other similar products in the same price range, or uh, what people are buying, right? When they look at this particular product, right? So they have this section, featured items you may like. So they are probably items that are related to the product that I am looking at, and they are also showing me brands that are probably popular or they want to push and so on. And I'm probably familiar with some of these brands. And from here, I'll navigate to other pages of this website. Right, and find some other products that I might be that may suit me well, and so on. For example, okay, I'm looking at one trimmer in Philips. Now I want to see all other trimmers, right? Because I usually we personally have a very good opinion about Philips, and I'd like to generally see what are the other options that I have in Philips. Now, this is a very good bottom-up information architecture, right? I landed on one product, which I thought is probably a good fit for me. From there, I landed on Philips's trimmer section, I think, because I don't see any other product or product category in here, and I'm able to see all the trimmers that are available. Right now, I look at all of this and let's say, okay, this looks probably the most promising and the most versatile, and the budget also seems is fine. Right, so I'm going to look at this. Now, from here, in the same price range, I want to see what are the products available in other brands, so that I'm, not buying something uh, uh, that I am looking at first. Right. So let's see what are the other brands that I might or can see. Okay, the only two other related sections are featured items. Okay, Braun is also something that I like, but I've never used, and it's also I think imported, if I'm not wrong, and so I'm not sure about the reliability and the number of ratings is something that I see 176, but here it has almost 2000 ratings. Alright, so let me see if there is anything else. Panasonic is another brand that I personally have a good opinion on. Very reliable products. Almost sound like Panasonic is paying me to do this, but yeah, I don't know if Panasonic has trimmers. Okay. Yeah, Salimo is another brand by Amazon. They are usually very in budget and quite reliable. They may not be as reliable as Philips and okay. So Havells I'm seeing here and they have very good ratings, but I don't know if they are known for trimmers. Right. So maybe I'll not buy it and I'll probably end up choosing this product. Right now, I also another emotional feeling that I have is Amazon has shown me probably everything there is to view, right? And I have some satisfaction that I have looked at all the options that are available and I am choosing the right product. Right? This is a result of a good bottom-up information architecture. I landed on one product and I explored all the products available in a particular brand that I like. And I found a product that is probably is a right fit for me because it is the most versatile. And even before deciding on it, I was also able to look at all the other products in the same price range. Right. So this is the example of a bottom-up or a good bottom-up information architecture where I'm able to navigate the website from one of the sub pages or one of the very deeply linked pages inside the website. Right. And how easily or how difficult it is for me to navigate through that website to through the rest of the website is how well or poorly designed your bottom-up information architecture is. Right. So I'll see if I want to talk more about this in tomorrow's live stream, or should we just skip to the next topic? But yeah, today just to give everyone a recap, we talked about sharing layers of change, and it is something that is taken from actual real world structures, and we saw how it is mapped to actual to your product website and so on. Right, and we also talked about top-down information architecture and bottom-up information architecture. Now let me go back to OBS and make this full screen. What I want to do is in the full stream itself, sorry, in the live stream itself is come up with a heading for the live stream so I can update the description right after or even during the live stream itself. So this is live stream learning, and okay, we'll just create a new section that says, and sorry about the background noise. This is setting. So the heading for today's topic is, this is number 16, I think. Yes. So today's heading is sharing layers change, because what happens is after the live stream, I almost never come back to this and don't update the description or update the heading, and it just goes without any change to the title. IA and bottom up. IA. Right. So I don't know, for some reason this is not working. What I will do is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I'll add the titles for other episodes also. I think that'll give me a chance to look at what am I doing good in the live streams, what am I not doing good in the live streams, and so on. All right. Now I have to create a thumbnail for this. Okay, cool. This is great. I'm liking this. All right, so today's episode comes to an end, and yeah, tomorrow I'll be back in to my usual location, and you'll see my Iron Man posters. And yesterday I went to IKEA and bought a couple of nice frames so that I can take printouts and put them in those frames and hang it in the background, and it can also change more frequently. And yeah, this is a coincidence. Today we talked about sharing layers of change as well, right? So yeah, from tomorrow you will see hopefully a new frame in my pegboard, and I am hoping to change it at least once or twice a week. Ideally, I want to change it every day, but I don't know how possible that is. Um, so yeah, that's that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in a much better setup. Yeah, and see you guys until then. Bye bye.